Well, it's your main man Anil coming live for Immunity for the Community podcast. How's everybody doing on this Saturday afternoon? I hope you're doing really well because today I'm going to walk you through how you can overcome failure and manifest the cycle of success. Yes, how you can overcome your failures and your disappointments on the Write Your Own Transformational Story course and manifest the success that you have been wanting to do for so long, but something has got in the way. We are today going to go through some very helpful and very useful mindfulness techniques that will help you to overcome failures and to see yourself stronger afterwards and to let those failures go so that you can now manifest a cycle of success, maintain that high standard, and let that be your standard from now on. And as part of the Write Your Own Transformational Story course, this is the mindset programming. This is the mindset that's going to get you to follow through on your goals, to follow through on everything that you want, everything that you desire, everything that you ask the universe for, the infinite intelligence, God, the universe, whatever you believe in, that is out there working for you. You're going to be blessed to change your wiring, to manifest what you do want and make it a reality and go from what is in here to what is out here in this great world, that you can manifest what you want. So let's start. Now, to overcome a failure, we have to learn from what that failure was. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm coming from a place of honesty when I say that my biggest difficulty was to overcome that moment where I weighed in 10 stone heavier than I am right now. I stepped onto that scale 305 pounds and I did not know what to do. I was lost, I was confused, I was hurt. But in that moment I snapped. A lot changed inside of me. I snapped. I said no more, never again, not another day, not another minute, not another hour. I will never tolerate this poor standard of life ever again. And I made a decision in that moment. I said, I'm going to listen. I'm going to learn and I'm going to grow. And I'm going to learn how to get myself into shape. And once I learn how to keep myself into shape, I'm going to keep showing up over and over and over again until eventually this is my norm. Now, after 12 years in the gym, 10 stone down, I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I have learnt from my mistakes. And today I'm going to help you to overcome your failures, overcome your problems, your disappointments that have led you to add on weight, to put on weight, to not be in a place where you're happy. Maybe you're not overweight. Maybe you're just tired and stressed out and constantly losing energy to a situation which you know is over, which you know needs to be resolved, which you know you want to come back from. I'm going to walk you through some techniques today that are really going to help you to overcome this. I want to give a big shout out to my friend who I just saw today. I ain't going to drop his name, but you were an inspiration to me in my difficult moments, and I just want to say peace to you, man, because you saw a light in me that I couldn't possibly have seen. And it was a pleasure to share coffee with you at Starbucks. It was a pleasure to have that great conversation, and big shout out to you. We're going to keep on hanging out. But here's how we can start. So I want you to close your eyes and I want you to picture what this failure was. Maybe it was an exam. Maybe it was the fact that you didn't lose the weight and you tried so hard. You tried many diets, you tried many routines that did not work, and you beat yourself up about it. I want you to feel that. I want you to see that scene playing in your mind. I want you to paint that picture. Now what I want you to do is I want you to imagine it, and I want you to put a frame all around that picture. That's a big bad old picture of disappointment. And I want you to see that. And I want you to understand that all of us overcome failure at some point. I had a moment where I snapped, where I had enough of repeating the same cycle that led me to be 10 stone in weight. Now I want you to understand that the failure isn't about you. It's a lack of understanding the process. It's a lack of following the process that would lead to the result of you succeeding. I want you to understand that your failure is not a reflection of you being poor. It is a reflection of your habits and your timings and things sometimes just not working out. Maybe you showed up on time but somebody let you down. Maybe you didn't show up. Maybe you got distracted. Maybe you didn't put in the work. Maybe you just lacked in a certain area. Maybe you lost energy. You gave it your all. But today all that changes. I want you to see that big bad old picture. What led up to that failure? What caused you to not believe in yourself, which led to that failure? Who were you around? What energy were you around? What were you putting into your mind? Were you watching the news? Were you listening to negative people? Were you around people who did not support you? Were you around people who pressurized you, making you feel that you had to do it, otherwise you wouldn't get approval? I want you to let all of that go. I want you to see all of that, and I want you to let it all go. Breathe in and breathe out. And I want you to understand that you are the manifestor of what the universe has put inside of you. I want you to understand that the infinite intelligence, God, the universe, whatever you believe in, put that goal inside of you for you to achieve. And you must not give up on your dream. Now I want to see yourself. I want you to see yourself now. I want you to replace this picture of your failure. And I want you to put a little square in the corner of that big bad old picture. And I want you to see a different picture. What I want you to do is I want you to make fun out of this failure. I want you to make fun out of it. I want you to see that scene, but have all the people with funny voices and smiley faces. I want you to scramble the words. I want you to make silly noises. I want you to give so much humor to this situation. I want you to make fun of it, joke about it. I want you to make it so irrelevant that it doesn't bother you. And I want you to slowly push that picture, that bad old picture, away with this funny picture of your failure. People are making funny noises. You're laughing at them. It's lost its power on you. I want you to make it bigger, 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 and then go swish. And then I want you to do it again, even faster. I want you to make that an even funnier picture, an even funnier one. Make it cartoony, make it a joke. And then I want you to go whoosh. And then I want you to make it even funnier, even funnier, even funnier. Make it even more of a joke, more of a cartoon, more of a funny comedy. Make it like Laurel and Hardy. Make it like a comedy sketch. Make it as if you're showing up to a Kevin Hart comedy show, something by Chris Rock, something by Will Smith. I want you to just make it a joke. I want you to make it a joke, make it bigger, bigger, whoosh, swish. I want you to do it again, even more. And I want you to go swish even faster, swish even faster. And slowly and steadily, after the fifth time, I want you to see that big bad old picture disappear. Now I want you to actually extract the learnings from this situation. I want you to see what could have you done differently. Now in this process, you've seen what led to you having those poor habits. If it was about your peer group, you now need to be careful of who you surround yourself with. If it was about your lack of discipline, you now need to create more discipline. If it was about your energy, you now need to lift your energy. If it was about how you felt about yourself, if it was about the occasion, you now need to be blessed to manifest towards what you want and to be in a state of gratitude. Now I want you to see the picture of how this situation can go next time. I want you to see yourself in the gym with me, a person who has overcome many obstacles. I want you to see me, Anil, Mr. Immunity for the Community, helping you out to lose the weight. And I want you to see yourself having that one-to-one phone call, that consultation on Microsoft Teams, where you're sharing your heart and I'm showing you that you can do it. I'm catering the diet to your needs to lift your energy. I'm helping you take down all of those doubts, all those fears. I'm helping you lift that energy and let it go. And I'm telling you, this is much deeper than you just showing up to the gym. This is about your habits outside of the gym. So when you show up there, you show up in good energy, enjoying the energy. Now I want you to see yourself in the gym sweating, with me pushing you along, telling you can do it, you can do it. Come on, come on, one more rep. And you see, in this field of success, in this cycle of success, we overcome failure. We fail on a rep and we keep going. We don't give in. In fact, we seek failure, because that means we're learning. You never truly lose, you only win or you learn. Now I want you to see that failure that you had previously as learning, as growth. I want you to see it as growth, and I want you to let it go now. Breathe in and breathe out. Now I want you to visualize yourself taking in all these good habits, showing up on time, joining the Write Your Own Transformational Story course, releasing the energy from these disappointments, taking